Surviving the odds. You're exactly where you're supposed to be today. That's when you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. One of my mentors, Dr. Eric Thomas, motivational speaker, always says that. But here's the twist on this Veterans Day. The twist for you is to realize that same fire lives in every survivor. Every individual, whether you wore a uniform or if you woke up in regards to a battlefield, or if you woke up to be live in your present day where you are exactly where you are. Today, my friends, we have a treat. What up, though, Detroit, Michigan? We have Miss Helen Washington, and she's going to share with us her amazing story. Because if you realize whether you wore a uniform or you're just fighting the unseen battles of life, realizing how beautiful you are today reminds us that purpose and pain often share that same battlefield. Some people survive overseas, different wars, others, all the different wars that you can have within this mindset, people around you, and both deserve to be honored because both had to fight their way to be back. Welcome to the live virtual conversation with Adrienne Mays, your AI wealth strategist and AI cash story captain, surviving the odds, Detroit story they never told that they don't tell. We have this one's about faith. It's about surviving. It's about realizing that you're not here alone, but how you get there and how you breathe. Miss Helen Washington, this amazing story we're going to show, it's real. And she fought back from 2 different strokes, a multiple sclerosis diagnosis, rebuilding her life with faith, and having family and fierce determination. One thing that we actually just talked about in regards to survival and resurrection, she was just sharing with me before we actually went live here today, is some of those tough moments in regards to growing up in Detroit, Michigan, understanding that the moments and change that never misses but felt like divine intervention, showing how recovery looks like in regards to the growth and being a survivor in your story. So 3 things, my friends, that you're going to actually have during this live conversation. Number 1, you'll walk away inspired to see your own struggle through a lens of purpose. On this Veteran Day, you'll gain tools and truths for overcoming your trauma, your health challenges, your fear. You'll witness how community and storytelling can rewrite what survival really means. My friends, survival is all about who you are. It's about what mindset you want to bring. Surviving the odds, the Detroit story of Helen Washington that they don't tell. I have the pleasure of Helen Washington coming to the stage, introduced together by Action Terrell, who was on last week with us. Miss Helen, thank you so much for being a part of the live virtual conversation with Adrienne Mays. What up, though? How are you this amazing evening?
Yeah, I'm great. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh my gosh, thank you for actually being a part of this. Like I was sharing with you before, we have so much to unpack here, and I want to definitely make sure I respect your time or what have you. But let's get right into it. Can you take us back, Miss Helen, to the moment life changed for you when you first experienced even your health challenges and your strokes?
The moment life changed for me, it's a lot of them, but I'm gonna try to get to the one that's more memorable. The moment life changed for me is not too long ago. I have my youngest daughter. My 2 oldest children were doing okay. They had went to school and got their education and went out to college, but I still had one left at home. I noticed that she was getting a little bit too much out there with these people in the streets. Mm-hmm. So I started telling her, you need to get a job. She was 18. You need to get a job or go back to school. Either one, you'll be okay. I got you. Everything else I got the bills, everything. I just want you back to school. She didn't think she could do it. I said, oh, you can do it. I said, wait a minute, hold on. What if I go back to school with you? And she said, you'll go to school with me? I said, yes, I will. She said, I don't believe you, because I was in my mid-40s at the time. And I said, okay, I'll go back. I can prove to you, because they knew I was a straight A student from the stories my parents told them when I was in school as a youngster. And I went back. I enrolled. We enrolled in Henry Ford College. I made sure she got there every day. Wasn't concerned about me, but I was concerned about me because I didn't want to not prove to her that I had it up here. And I wanted her to make it, and I had to show her that these are my words. If an old lady can do it, you can do it.
Right,
I hadn't
right.
been to school in 27 years.
Uh-huh.
27, because the last time I was in college, my boy was in my stomach, which is her
Mm-hmm.
brother that's above her. They're like 8, 10 years apart. But I hadn't been in school for 27 years. I didn't know Adam from Adam. I was raising babies and working. So anyway, I told her, I said, if I go back to school, would you go? She said, yes. We went back to school. And the
Mm-hmm.
challenge for me was to keep my grades up. Now, I chose something that was easy, like music, because that's what I took when I was in elementary school, and I can thrive through that.
Uh-huh.
And she took up criminal justice. So I took up music thinking I was, doing something. No, they had prerequisites where you had to have math, English, and stuff like that, and sociology and speech.
Mm-hmm.
They told me I had to take speech. I'm like, I'm not doing that, but I had
Right, right.
So I took up the speech class, and it came one day. It came. I knew it was coming, that I was gonna have to stand in front of the class and do a speech.
Uh-huh.
So I got in front of the class. I walked the floor all night the night before thinking about that. Didn't get no sleep. I got in
Mm-hmm.
front of the class. When I got up there, I said, I'm not gonna be nervous no more. I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna be myself. That was my defining moment. I went up there.
Mm.
I did my speech. I spoke to the
Mhm.
audience. I was surprised that I was doing this back and forth. When I said, and I thank you, and thank you for allowing me to do my speech, I got a standing ovation. Girl,
Mm.
what you talking about? Girl, what you talking about? I got a standing ovation. Something I've been running away from my entire life.
Uh-huh.
So that was my defining moment. I always do one thing and I end up tripping into what I'm really supposed to be doing. And
And
that's
I, and I
God.
want to and I want to pause you there because even before we actually came onto this conversation, just a little while ago, you were sharing with me that you were bullied, and this is your first time doing a live virtual conversation,
Yes.
just because of people told that you weren't beautiful. Up to a year ago.
Yeah.
Share with me because I wanted to wait to hear this story. I've been edging. How did you actually get through all of those years, and what changed for you this past year to know that now that you're beautiful?
Well, number one, what got me through not only dealing with the stuff in the neighborhood I was in, I had
Mm-hmm.
to deal with my siblings inside the home. So I had nowhere to run or hide from it.
Okay.
What I did was I started picking up books, and I
Mm.
would read stories about different people and their life stories and how they overcame this thing, bullying and whatnot. And I
Right.
just kept reading and reading and reading and reading. And before I knew it, my dad was buying me books. He bought me a volumes of Bible story, children Bible stories. I read every last one of them. He bought World Book Encyclopedia. I read from A to Z, every last one of them, all the way through. Encyclopedia Britannica, read all of those. So I started learning different things of the world outside me. And that's
Yes.
what gave me my determination that I was going to not live this way for the rest of my life.
Mm.
And then on top of that, I had the older women on my block. They would try to sit all of us children down and talk to them, but I was the one that listened. Yes.
So now you said from 8 years ago till a year from
From
just a
eight
year
years
ago.
old.
8 years old. That's how did you actually in your mindset reading those books? What were you searching for, or how did you actually just help yourself to keep going?
I was searching for something different because the
Mm.
thing was what you see on TV. Of course, we desired what they act out.
Right.
We want to live like these people.
Right.
That was one way. And when I
Mhm.
started reading, it's like it was a pathway to me learning my own way how to get there. And in doing that, it allowed me to block out the name calling and the put downs and the bullying and all that stuff. So yeah.
Now tell me this too. You're an amazing story in itself. Just divine intervention, 2 strokes and multiple sclerosis. How,
Hmm.
I mean, how did that happen? I mean, talk a little bit
Well,
about the health challenges you had and how
it
you're
was
doing
a lot more than that.
that. Mm.
I understand now why I'm here, but I don't know how I'm here. I know it's God, but I know. Look, I've had my hand. My hand was broken. My leg was broken. A foster child bit me and removed my chest, and I
Mm-hmm.
had to get it stitched back up. My niece broke my neck. I
Oh
survived
wow.
that. I
Jesus, I'm
had
sorry.
multiple. I have I was I don't claim it. I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis, and the
Mm-hmm.
two strokes. The one that I had recently was just last year in January.
Oh my gosh. And Action had a part in regards to helping you, nursing you back to recovery. Is that
Yes,
correct, Action for real?
yes.
Okay. And how did that relationship? How did you guys connect?
Well, I knew him as a child, and we knew each other as a child. Action, he's my nephew because I'm the older kid on the block. I was one
Uh-huh.
that's going around talking to everybody, talking them out the streets and whatnot. And Action, he had posted something on Facebook to call this number if you want your credit repaired. At the
Mm.
time, my credit was jacked up.
Uh-huh.
So I
Uh-huh.
called him and we got into a conversation. He was like, oh my God, because they all call me Auntie, him and his sisters. So I'm Auntie. He
Okay.
said, oh my God, Auntie, I didn't know you were going through this and that. And I said, yeah, but I'm okay now. I had just finished up my life coaching that I had
Mm-hmm.
done. So I was motivated already because I was on a journey to that. So we
Mm-hmm.
started talking. We found out we had a lot in common as adults. Now, as children, we didn't know no better. We
Right.
had stuff in common, but we weren't on a more, conversational type thing. But as
Mm-hmm.
adults, we found out we had a lot in common. I understood him and he understood me. There were times I messed up and he would get a little angry, but he said, I'm not angry at you, Auntie. I just want you to do better. You're not
Right.
what you say you are, this and that. And I was like, oh my God, somebody finally saying something positive to me. So I
Mm.
was like magnetized to that.
And,
And
and
ever
that's
since
and that's
then,
beautiful. Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I'm sorry.
No, no.
Ever since then, he was telling me what to eat. He was telling me if you do this, you'll be okay. He was right.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm
And
gonna tell
and
you what he did too. Also, besides that,
uh-huh.
I had a cigarette habit.
Mm.
I was drinking alcohol,
Mm-hmm.
and I was on pain medications.
Okay.
Talking to him, I quit all three at the same time.
Let's
Never looked back.
go. Never
Never
look
looked
back.
back. That was over.
Congratulations. I'm actually on that same journey. I never did cigarettes, but alcohol was my best friend. We got a divorce
Yeah.
almost 2 years ago. So I definitely understand. So how, in regards to what was going through your mind when you had people telling you what to do, and now you're here seeing that, like you said, that he was right, changing your habits and things like that will help you be more successful.
Absolutely. I At that point when he was
Hmm.
telling me that, I was thinking about all the things I had been doing, and I
Right.
asked myself, "How's that working for you?" Wasn't working.
Right. Right. Right.
Wasn't me at all because I was never a drinker. I didn't start drinking until I was in my mid to late 40s,
Mm.
and it wasn't like I was drinking to drink like that. You know what I'm talking
Hmm.
about?
Right.
I would drink at night so that I could sleep. I couldn't sleep, and then I had to wind. That helped me wind down from the
Right.
day chaos.
I know about it. Yes.
And I found myself going out in the middle of the night, not in the middle of the night, but late, like 10, 11 o'clock, walking a long way to the store to get alcohol. This is not me. Come on. And I like that, the wine. I didn't like alcohol, liquor. I like wine
Hmm.
because it had a taste to it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And so it relaxed me. It made me sleep. So I thought that was my answer. It wasn't. It
Now,
wasn't.
I know. I trust me. Now, was there a specific turning point when you said, you know what, I'm going to fight my way back to whatever God has me here for?
The turning point for me was when my kids started becoming very disrespectful to me
Mm.
because they weren't used to me. I didn't smoke around them. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
drink around them. If I did do it, they were not around me. So when
Mm-hmm.
they were kids, I did none of this because I wasn't going to be responsible for my children growing up with a habit that I created for myself.
Mm.
But I still had those old if you want to call them demons, around me,
Mm-hmm.
still in my ear telling me how worthless and terrible I was.
Mm.
Even though I'm the only one in my family that's college educated, which I guess that didn't mean anything to them. And I was the only one that was in church, had my children in church,
Mm-hmm.
got my parents back in church. It seemed like I was doing everything that I thought my parents wanted me to do, but I was
Mm-hmm.
being beat down for doing that.
Mm. And so you had to have something called resilience. What literally do you think is important about you sharing your story and the things that you've been through, just to help someone else?
I'm a bit of a comedian. When I say this, I walked the green mile. I had to get right. Jesus, that's it.
I know that's right. So you
Hey,
went that green
like,
mile.
I enjoyed school. School is what gave me peace.
Mm.
My brain was being nurtured, and now I'm a
Mm-hmm.
brainiac. If we don't learn anything for that day,
Mm-hmm.
we're not right. So I'm a
Right.
brainiac, and sitting in the room all day. Wow, what am I gonna do? Yeah, I couldn't live like that no more. I had grandchildren too. I didn't want them to
Right.
see me like that.
I love it. I love it. Now, what daily thoughts or affirmations or, kept you focused on doing nothing but being the best version of yourself?
God,
Mm. Talk, preach
period,
now.
period. No ifs, ands, or buts. God, because my story, I had multiple miracles. The fact that my neck got broke and I'm
Right.
still walking, I'm still
Mm.
alive. Come on now.
Yes.
If that's
Yes.
a miraculous 2 strokes, some people don't even survive one. And I'm still here talking with a
Yes.
sound mind. God.
Hands down, no discussion needed on that. So, and
That's
I
it.
understand right how important God is in surviving and understanding and recovery. So
Yeah,
you didn't just recover, Miss Helen. You inspired others along the day. When
I
did
did.
that? You mentioned even up to, like I said, a year ago. You thank people that actually were your naysayers in your life. How
Mhm.
how do you actually do that? Like, what do you have affirmations you say on a daily basis? Do you journal? How do you
I do.
actually continue to
I,
cheer on yourself?
I journal every day. Number
Mm-hmm.
one, I go to
Mm-hmm.
Bible study 5 times a week, sometimes twice in one day, like
Mm-hmm.
Mondays and Wednesdays. I go twice. I'm just so deep into the word now. Now, these things I learned as a child because my mom kept us in church when we were
Mm-hmm.
children. I learned, but I never knew what they meant.
Mm-hmm.
Like the 23rd Psalms and Psalm 91, if you're familiar with that.
Yes, ma'am.
I had no, not, I knew how to recite it.
Right.
I knew that I memorized it, but I never learned the meaning of it. As I became an adult and I started taking my children to church, that's when I started realizing, hey, stuff I prayed for, it came to pass. I had a
Mm.
Bible where I wrote down everything I wanted God to bless me with. I looked in that
Mm-hmm.
Bible 10 years later, everything I asked for had happened. And that's
Mm.
what led me back and said, hey, wait a minute now. How did I get all the way over here? I'm supposed to be over here. So,
Right.
when you're trying to do right, they come out of the woodworks at you. So that's what happened with me.
I love
Everything.
it. Everything happens for a reason. I put the 23rd Psalms up on the screen just in case no one actually, someone may not know it. This is something that is so important in regards to just education. And you talked a little bit about the world book. My mother sold world books. So
Oh, yeah.
talk about, that one weapon that no one can take from you, especially on this Veterans Day, the weapon of education. How impactful was it for you to continuously feed your mind with positivity to help you throughout your journey?
Best choice I made in my life.
Mm,
Best
yes.
choice. Because I started when I started going back to school, I was dressing better.
Mm,
I was more in tune with different things that I normally wouldn't have been in tune with. I was still learning about the outside world as opposed to
yes.
that little globule I was in coming up, that little
Uh,
bubble. And
right, right.
I'm not a person that can be controlled or held down.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a free spirit, so I always need to learn something. Yeah.
And
And
that's the beautiful thing, yes, with just learning, constantly learning. Do you have anyone in your life that inspires you to kind of keep going besides your children that you spoke of previously?
my dad and my mom.
Come on, I
My
love it.
parents, my parents were the parents.
Uh-huh.
What we saw on TV, the Cosby Show, Heathcliff and Claire,
Yes.
that was my mom and dad.
Okay. Uh-huh.
My mom didn't take no mess off of us. My mom was a disciplinarian, and my dad, he went on. My mom never had to work; she was a housewife.
Mm-hmm.
And up until his day of his death, they were still madly in love with each other, which is a
Oh,
beautiful thing.
yes. I
Yep.
love it. And so when you say that in regards to love, I was just sharing that earlier. Love takes is an action word. It's a verb.
Yeah.
What is love and how important is loving yourself through your ups and downs, through your health challenges, through the different struggles that you're actually, have gone through? How important is it to love yourself before you can love anyone else?
The importance of me, for me, of
Mm-hmm.
that is if I don't love myself, I'm teaching people how to not love me if I don't
Mm-hmm.
love myself. Because my actions are going to show that I don't love myself by the way
Mm-hmm.
I keep myself groomed, by the way I smell, if you want to put it
Right.
there.
Yes.
The fact that I'm not taking care of me, I'm doing things that's not good for me. That would
Mm-hmm.
make people react to me because they know that I don't love, I must not love myself if I'm doing these things to myself, that they're going to treat me accordingly.
So, do you think that in regards to the two strokes, kind of, you said you just had one just last year. How, in regards to, did you see it, feel it coming, or what was that like in regards to your health being challenged in your journey?
They were right when they said a stroke is a silent killer. Just like
Mm,
I'm talking to you now, that's how
yes,
I felt.
ma'am.
I
Mm.
was okay. I was watching the Lions game, me and my nephew,
Come on,
and
Lions.
we were drinking. He had bought a bottle of wine. I was drinking some wine with him, and I little wine ain't gonna hurt. That's what I thought. And I
Hmm.
got excited when the Lions got a touchdown. And my nephew looked at me. He said, "What's wrong with your face?" I said, "What you talking about?" He
Right.
said, "Why is your lip drooping like this?" I said, "My lip
Mm,
is not drooping. I didn't even feel it." I went and
right.
looked in the mirror and I was like that.
You know what, Miss Helen?
I told you I was a comedian. And I was like, so they dialed 911, rushed me
Uh-huh.
to the hospital. I had a stroke, but I
Oh,
survived.
mm. I have to say what up that we have Mo Nikki that's actually checked in. I went to middle school and challenges is something that we both are familiar with. And thank you for sharing that, Miss Helen. But so watching the Lions, you see our Lions are doing amazing, by the way. Our Detroit Lions are killing it.
Okay, I'm from Detroit. What up, though?
What up? Oh, come on, come on. That's how we affectionately say hello from Detroit, Michigan, if people aren't familiar. But in regards to even going through that and seeing that, watching during a Detroit Lions game, and seeing yourself get through those different health challenges. I talk a lot about legacy. How are you protecting your legacy in regards to making changes for now?
Now, okay, last year, well, that was January 224.
Mm,
My dad passed in August 224.
sorry to hear that.
At
Yes,
that
ma'am.
point, I was done with everything. That was my turning point. My
Mm-hmm.
dad was gone and I was hurt.
Mm,
Now, you would think a person who's in that state would go hard on alcohol, cigarettes, or
yes.
whatever. I actually quit alcohol, cigarettes, and pain medication at the same time. Just didn't want it no more. It's like, this is it. I'm not doing this no more. My dad,
Mm.
I'm not doing this no more. I just had a stroke. It's over. God, you gave me another chance. I'm going to keep it moving. And I've not touched neither since. That was August of 224. So it's been a little over a year.
Praise
Cold
God.
turkey, everything.
Congratulations on your journey. Congratulations. Like
Yeah.
I was, so you said a little bit over a year. I remember I shared with you November 20th of 2024 or 2025 would be 2 years for Adrian Mays.
All
Come
right.
on. So, and
It's
most said, "What
September
up, though?"
24 for me.
So, but the one thing one day at a time. There's one thing that I can honestly say, and I wanted to ask you this question: what do you do to keep yourself now away from those addictions, the painkillers, the cigarettes, the alcohol? What are some habits that you've actually formed over this past year that's helping you move forward without those things?
Bible study one. My
Yes.
friend is the
Uh-huh.
action. We talk often. Um, Still studying motivational speaking.
Hmm.
Also, anytime I get an urge, because you know those come back.
They do.
Cigarettes, because I'll smell a cigarette and be like, oh, maybe I need one. No, no. I'll say, I am not going back. Not going back. Not going back. You can
Right.
forget it. I'm not going back. Bye. See you later. And I'll go get into something else that works on here.
I know
Like
that's right.
reading or something.
So,
Yep.
so tell me this: when you look at your life today, Miss Helen, in regards to everything that you've been through, what do you thank God for the most?
His love, life,
Mm.
and second chances. In
Mm.
my case, 9 chances. But I got
You got nine chances. You got nine lives.
at least.
But I call him my superhero. When I had my best friend on, I used to say, who is your superhero? I'm gonna ask you that question later. But God shows up in ways that we don't even know or even imagine. So tell me, what kind of legacy do
Man.
you want your story to leave behind for your family, your friends, and community, and anyone even watching this live virtual conversation?
Resilience is
Mm.
possible.
Hmm.
Anything you put your mind to and your heart, you can do it. It took a little bit more than that for me, as it would
Hmm.
probably somebody else. I had to put God first.
Mm.
Each and every time I thought about returning to my old addiction,
Hmm.
no, God, look what God brought you from. That journey was too hard to fall all the way back. So that's how I keep it going. And matter of fact, I love the Word of God because it just it heals for me.
Mm.
It healed me mentally, emotionally,
Mm.
spiritually, and physically. So
So tell me this: what made you want to share your story? The even just me text messaging you, and even action, even connecting. What about you that you wanted to share with other people that you felt was important about in your story?
at first it was I wanted to show my brothers and sisters they were dead wrong about me, number
Come
one.
on.
And the people who were messing with me, they were dead wrong. But now it's more or less I want to help. That was my original journey, was to help somebody else through my story. I don't
Yes.
care what they think now. So
Mm.
therefore, it's all about me helping somebody else. It's not about me
But
uh
so tell me, what
bring their people.
challenges did you go through? Like you said, your brothers and sisters were, kind of challenged you for a long time. Those people that are out going through those different things, how did you get through that, Miss Helen? I know God, definitely, but
Of course. I mean, like I said, plain and simple, God. But it took me. It had to be effort on my part as
mm,
well because I had to take that one step. He said, if you take
mm,
one step, he'll
that's
take
right.
two. You take two steps, he'll take four. So I kept that in mind. If I just get past this hurdle, I'll be
Mm,
okay. Okay, I'm past this hurdle now. Now what? So I kept doing research and doing what I needed to do to get through it. Yes, and I started loving myself more. There was a time I
mm.
couldn't even look in the mirror at myself.
Oh,
So I could look in the mirror and be like, that girl, that woman.
you're beautiful and amazing, Miss Helen. And
Yeah.
the story that you're sharing with me is so authentic and real and raw. One of the things I try to encourage people is just being real and being true. Is being authentic and being yourself. How different does that feel, showing up for you every day versus anybody else?
Oh, it feels awesome. It's about time. I've been
All
taking care of
right.
kids and all my life, and then my parents, I took care of them up until last year. And
Hmm.
now it's about me. Finally, I'm getting to me. I
Mm.
kept putting me off. And I think that's what led me to the alcohol as well. I kept putting me off. All I was living for was to get up every day and be ready to take care of somebody. Then I had to figure out how to go to sleep at night because I had not taken care of myself.
Yes, yes. And it doesn't feel so good taking care of yourself.
Hmm.
So I wanted to actually, if you're talking to someone earlier, we mentioned we were talking about some of your health challenges that you've actually transformed through. But someone that may be going through MS, how you said you don't claim it, but how do you, that diagnosis? What does that mean to you for a doctor to tell you that you have MS and you not claim it at all because you know God has a plan at the end of the day?
I didn't claim it because I was absolutely excellent in sports. I played football, baseball, tennis, gymnastics, you name it, ran track. I mean, I was always moving. So therefore, I'm not gonna let this beat me. I have
I
to
know
go
that.
back to my old style of the way I did when I was younger. I lost track when I had kids and I started adopting kids and whatnot. I
Mhm.
learned to sit down a little more. So I just I don't know. It's amazing that when I was diagnosed with it, I never took it to heart. I never said I can't walk. I can't. No, and I can walk. That's me. I can
Right.
go up and down. Somebody asked me, "Can you walk up these stairs?" I ain't gonna know unless I try. That's me.
Hmm.
So
And,
yeah,
and you know what's so crazy though, and just hearing your story, fear, facing everything and recovering. It sounds like you don't have any fear, Miss Helen. In regards to what the challenges that you faced, you just kind of just showed up. Like what was your secret? Did you have any secrets that anyone that's going through challenges that can be able to keep going in their journey?
I don't. I just only know that I've always had a determination of
Mm.
getting out of survival mode. I
Hmm.
was tired of fighting a survival game. I wanted to just be and just live. And that
Right.
was my thing. I'm going to live no matter what until God calls me home.
I know that's right. I know that's right. What is live? I'm in a billionaire journey. I say that, and some people laugh, some people don't. Or I'm on day 544 of the billionaire journey because God, He always promises the best. And so when I say billionaire, that I would pique people's interest in regards to because money is the thing that people think about, but it's all about your mindset. So when
Right.
you think about your journey and being the best version of yourself, what does that look like for Miss Helen at this point, even after everything that you've been through?
Well, my journey, I know, which is from the beginning,
Hmm.
I want to take care. I not take care of, but I want to help people.
Mm.
Help people. I realize you can't help everybody, but I don't
That's
take that
right.
mindset. I help and I help because that person has to grasp what you're saying
Mm.
and what you're trying to help them with. But that's not an issue for me because I'm doing what I need to do. Not
Mm.
knowing who I help or if I can help this person, I'm just going to do what I do and put God in it and keep it moving. I would love to travel. I would love to go to different places and talk to young people because our
Hmm.
young people out here today, they're on a spiral. And if I didn't have those older women back in the day to talk to me, I probably would have took the same journey. So I want
Mm.
to be the older lady that talked to somebody.
Well, you're doing it today, Miss Helen, so because you're inspiring me in regards to your resilience, and I wanted to bring up a factor as well in regards to family. You mentioned your mother and your father played such an intricate role in
Yeah.
regards to the development of this mindset that you have. How important is family, that good or bad? Because I know that you've learned some. We're thanking your brothers and sisters here today for all of the things that you've been through, but how important is family in regards to shaping and molding you as an individual?
It was important because when I started taking in the good as well as the bad,
Mm,
and I
yes.
realized some people they have their own journey, their own traumas. And sometimes, which not making excuses for anybody,
Mm-hmm.
but they were in the same household I was, same neighborhood I was in. I was just more resilient.
That's it.
Maybe their journey was more traumatic than mine because we saw
Hmm.
different things, different age groups, different times. And their journey was more traumatic or less traumatic. I don't know. It was how they took it. But I know how I took it. I was going to be resilient to the point where when I was a kid, I was smart enough as a little girl to watch my brothers and sisters, the older ones.
Hmm.
When they got in trouble for something, I'm going to make sure I'm not going to do that.
I know that's right, right? I did that. I did that right a long time until God finally caught up with me and said, "Hey, Adrian, I'm one of those kids that I'm a Virgo, so I had to touch the fire and make sure it's hot. I just got to keep, but I got it now. I'm done
Yeah.
touching the fire, right?"
I ain't gonna tell you what I am, but I am. What I am says I'm stubborn.
Stubborn. Well, I know now that God's leading this journey, so I try to not give him a reason to put me into anything that I can't handle. Now, even though I can't have any control, I just try to control it a little. I still try to control it. That's hilarious. But I know that just making sure staying focused on the journey of what he has designed, that's the
Exactly.
best control that you can actually provide. So I like to ask in regards to your why. Do you happen to have a why that helps you get up in the morning and helps you go to bed at night and know that God's taking care of it all? Do you have something that you're working towards, in your continuous journey?
I'm working towards inspiring a lot of people through my
Hmm.
speaking. And number two, all negative energy blocked. You start talking negative, I'm out.
I
I'm
know,
out.
right?
Because I realized too what led me to drinking. I thought about this a lot. What led
Hmm.
me to that is not what the people were doing to me, it's what I allowed them to do to me. I wasn't being who I was. So I was looking for this person that I was supposed to be through that. And believe me, when you drink, you tell the truth.
Yeah. Don't you know I know? One of the things I say is you train people how to treat you. And
Yeah.
what I've learned, like you keep mentioning helping, I've been the president of my foundation for 16 years, and it's been a
Okay.
blessing. But I had the wrong idea of what help meant. At first,
Yeah.
for the first 45, I'm gonna say I'm 46 years old. So since for 45 years, I really thought help meaning was doing what everybody else wanted you to do. But I did just realize within the last few years that, oh, you're not supposed to do that. You're actually supposed to train people to treat you how you want to be treated. So when I say that, how important when you hear that statement, train people how to treat you. And so if I take, in other words, if I take you calling me bad names and I actually respond to you, that's me allowing your energy to come upon me. What did you say earlier? I
Amen.
just leave.
Yeah.
So now
But
I
I didn't
protect
used
my
to.
environment, right?
I
So
didn't used to leave. I didn't used to just leave.
what did you do
I got
before
a mouth
though?
on me.
Right,
I
right.
do. But for me, teaching people how to treat me, I was a
Yes.
people pleaser. I thought
Me
if I treated
too.
them right and I gave them money, they would love me. They
Oh my
wouldn't
God.
talk to me like I was nothing. They
Now we get
wouldn't
real,
put me
Miss Helen.
down and bully me. That didn't work. It made it worse. The main people who I helped and get on their feet or whatever, those were the ones that hurt me the most.
Oh, and that's the craziest part of life that I've realized too over the last. That's what I thought. If I would give a shirt off my back, but
Yes,
when you
ma'am.
actually go through your own situations, you realize that, oh, people don't care about you. They love it. And I love everybody, but just learning how to love myself. And that's the one message that I consistently say to people, because if someone is mad at you for working on you, you don't need to be around them anyway. Because
Right,
you know what I'm saying? So it's
right.
so inspirational, and just hearing that. And if you're even watching here live, please drop in the comments if just the word love, because that word is the four letters. They talk about it loosely in the world, but how has surviving shaped what you believe your purpose is? We talked a little bit about that why. He's telling how does your purpose actually shape you
First, I
in
want to
in
say
regards to
Stevie Wonder said these three words. What is these three words? I
These
love
days.
you.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. So
Sorry.
you
Don't
said,
give me the singing. You know we're from Detroit. Everybody think they can sing.
uh-huh.
Yes.
I can how? No, I'm just joking. Anyway, I got a tone, but I
Mhm.
can't sing like a Whitney Houston.
Me either.
Let's just say I can do Mary J. Blige because my family is singers, instruments, and all that. Well, anyway,
Uh-huh.
you asked me a question. I don't want to get too far away
Right.
from that. You just
Right.
asked me. What did you just ask me?
Oh, so we were talking about love and in regards to defining in your purpose. So how important is it for your why and your purpose is to love yourself through it all? That's pretty much what I was speaking of.
Well, loving myself,
Mm-hmm.
it exonerates to other people. If they see me loving myself, then they'll know how to treat me and
Yes.
as well, and I can teach them how to love themselves as well. Well, this is what love look like when you love yourself.
I know
I don't have
that's
to
right.
talk. I can just show it.
That's it. And showing up is a part of loving yourself. And that's what you've done here today. So I wanted to kind of go into something called the top eight. And what the top eight is it's kind of fun in regards to kind of talking about things that you like to do or what have you. And so the very loose and very open. So the first question is in regards to you being a superhero. If you could be any superhero character, what superhero character would you be? I would be Flash. Flash. Because I'm a Delta. Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, and so Flash was my line name, which and the superhero actually aligns with who I am. So, so if you could be any superhero character, what superhero character would you be, and then why?
Well, it's not a character; it's an actual person,
Uh huh. Uh-huh.
personality. Whoopi
Okay.
Goldberg. I'm all Whoopi.
Woo, Whoopi Goldberg.
I am Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay. Now, why Whoopi Goldberg? Let me put Whoopi up just in case people don't know who Whoopi is. So why Whoopi Goldberg? Why would you pick Whoopi Goldberg? Sister Act was my movie.
Whoopi Goldberg exudes realness. She's
Mm.
authentic to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
If she
And it's
don't like you, she's gonna tell you she don't like you. If she
right.
loves you, she's gonna express how much she loves you. Now I don't know if that's a character or just a real human trait, but that's who I am. I've learned to become that, regardless as to the people that were around me telling me different about me.
Mm-hmm.
I've learned that it is possible to be absolutely who you are.
Mm. One
For
thing I
me,
say, unapologetically yourself.
exactly.
And not have any type of fears around that. Is that who you?
That's who I am now.
I know that's right. Now that's not who you used to be, right? Because you talked a little bit about that
No,
people pleasing.
no, I was people pleasing. Now it's like if somebody say, "Can you do?" No, I can't. Sorry, but I can't. I learned not to be rude. I'm more humble now.
When
I
did
was
you get
rude.
like that though, Miss Helen? What transformed in your mind to have the importance of being able to say no and stop people pleasing? Did you go through therapy or anything like that?
No, I didn't have therapy. I basically had good conversations and build relationships with people, and
Mm.
these people cared enough to, school me outside the classroom,
I
life
know
school.
that. Right.
And somewhere in there, I got it. When I stopped focusing on the negative comments and started focusing on the positive,
Mm.
that's who I became.
Yes.
That's more. That was more of who I wanted to be.
Right.
Positive. I want to be positive. I don't want to be negative because I know how I felt when the negativity was thrown at me.
Yes. Treat people how you want to be treated. So
Yeah.
that's kind of the golden rule, but a lot of people even forget that simplicity of that rule. So the next question I was going to ask you is in regards to your favorite food. If you could eat a food all day, every day, mine is watermelon. What would your one food be that you would eat all day, every day without, weight and all those different things are not a consequence? Even though I know
In
you
my
changed your
Detroit,
diet and everything.
in my Detroit accent,
Uh-huh.
scrimp, scrimp.
Scripts. Ah, give me scripts. I thought you was gonna hit me with a Coney Island or something like that. So
Scrimps
scripts.
all day.
I know that's right. Fried scrimps, Oreo scrimps,
Scampi
baked
shrimp.
scrimps, scrimp scampi. Okay. I scrimp in any type of way. I love it.
Yes, I can eat it
Okay.
all day, every day.
I know that's right. I love that. Okay. And I know we talked a lot about Detroit, Michigan, but I wanted to make sure, where are you originally from? I'm from Detroit. What up, though? And where do you call home now?
Born and raised in Detroit, Michigan.
Uh-huh.
I was there up until last year. Now I'm in Westland.
Westland, Michigan, no
Yeah,
worries. That's not far. It's the outskirts of Detroit, so we can still claim that area as the D. No
it,
problem.
it is the D. Just like
Yeah.
Southfield. Just say
Right,
Detroit, okay?
right, right.
Well, I'm
Now,
originally from Dexter, Detroit. That's what we call it, because Dexter was a community. Dexter, Linwood, that was our
mhm.
community within itself. So we from Dexter, Detroit.
I know. I heard that's what Action told me last week. Dexter, Detroit.
Mhm.
I'm from Rosedale Park, 6 Mile Southfield area. That's where I was born and raised and grew up on Avon. So Detroit
That was
is
my
present.
first home I moved into with my children in Rosedale Park.
Okay, there's
Yeah.
a Rosedale connection. So I love it. And so the next question I have for you, Miss Helen, in regards to a place of travel, what was your favorite place you traveled to and why? Have been to 48 out of the 50 states. I've been to Toronto. At least I love the T Dot. What up, though, T Dot? My cousin played professional ball for the Toronto Raptors, Chris Bosh. So I
Mhm.
love Toronto. I love traveling. But if you had one place you could pick, and where would that travel location be and why as your favorite?
Los Angeles, California.
Ooh,
Been
with all
there.
the I've been there too. What did you like about LA?
Well, it's never a dull moment. You gonna
No,
see
that's
something, whether it's weird or whether it's exciting. I was there for like 3 days, and then within that 3 days, it was awesome.
Did you like the people? The only thing but California is a different type of place, boy, I
It's
tell
a
you.
different place, yeah.
It is. It is. So
Yes,
the people in California, they connect on different. They're just different. I can't just like they say we're different too. But
yeah.
so the
But
weather.
I
Did you
like
love the
Atlanta
weather out
too.
there? Huh?
I like Atlanta, Georgia too, but they're different as well.
Atlanta has a lot of different going on as well. So
Hmm.
I love it. Now, do you happen to have a day or a holiday or season that you look forward to every year? I'm actually looking forward to November 20th, my sobriety date. And it's actually my cousin who passed away, Jabari Weston's birthday as well. Rest in him, cousin. So that's my day that, this peeling back, like you talked about the sobriety, the peeling back in layers of loving myself and being authentic and getting out of that people pleasing Adrian and getting into this new thing that God has going. I'm loving it. So that's my day in regards to just this new journey of life. I love the old Adrian, but this new Adrian is transforming into something new to help other people, like you said, by empowering myself and being a model to innovate
Hmm.
and prosper. So, what would you say, my friend, in regards to your day or dates or holiday that is most important for you?
Well, I do have a lot of good memories as far as Christmas goes. That was my favorite holiday. But
Uh-huh.
my favorite holiday is just like you said, sobriety. When I became the me that I was supposed to be, my whole authentic self, I cut off everything and any and everybody that was negative. I had to, because
And it's,
I had to get to me. So
you
I
know, you
started.
know what the one thing that I learned about the sobriety journey is no is a full sentence. You don't
Yeah,
have to explain it. You don't have to give any explanation. It can mean anything you want it to be. And
exactly.
so, in that next opportunity, like you were saying in regards to those people that may have been in your mindset, is now is I've been enjoying just getting closer to God and having that alignment in regards to
Amen.
purpose. And when you have the drugs and the alcohol and those different outside, I guess, disruptions or distractions is a better word.
Distractions. Yes.
Those distractions kind of convolute the plan that God has for you, and you just don't see it. But
Yep.
when you take it one day at a time, I'm so glad to hear that you're on that journey as well. So it's a beautiful journey. So
It
my
is.
next question for you as well is, if you could recommend, Miss Helen, one book or a movie that changed your mindset forever, what would that movie be and why? or book? And just
I
to give you
like
time, go
the
ahead.
book. I like Ayana's One Day My Soul Just Opened Up. I think that's the name. I read it a long time ago.
Okay. Ayana Van Zandt, love
Yeah.
it. Okay.
And
No.
the movie for me was Boys in the Hood.
Boys in the Hood? That's hilarious. Why, why Boys in
Because
the
I
Hood?
realized that people were having the same issues I was having, even though they were in a whole different state and world and environment. They still had
Mhm.
the same neighborhood issues as I had. And I can relate to it. But I just when I watch it, it the guy, what's his name, Cuba Gooding Jr. He got
Yes.
out. He got out like I got out,
Mm-hmm.
determined. And he had a
Determined.
father that was there to help him too, like I did. Yeah.
And it's so crazy how, in stories that we can actually relate. We had to say, what up, though, to action. He's showing up live, coming in and supporting you as well. So we do appreciate you coming and supporting Miss Helen, giving us Boys in the Hoods game. But
Well,
mine
I
was
had four brothers. They survived too. None of them are
okay,
in the street. Were
right.
in.
My movie actually has I actually have a couple of them, but the one that I just really popping when you said Whoopi Goldberg, Color Purple was my favorite movie for so
Oh, I know
long.
it
I
line
can't
for
lie to
line.
you. I used to say Sinners. That's my movie too, because you have to invite people in. That's
Yeah.
you haven't seen that movie. That's literally, just keep that in mind. You have to invite people in. And the one book I had for myself as well was Rich Dad Poor Dad, Robert Kiyosaki, the
I read
billionaire, in
that.
regards to that. So Rich Dad Poor Dad, and being able to have that mindset. Financial education wasn't taught in the schools in Detroit, Michigan. I know
Oh,
back when I was growing. How about you?
no.
so
It
that's
was
why I'm so
math,
passionate about.
English, social studies. Math, English, social studies.
That's
We
it.
had a little extracurricular, but it wasn't a teachable extracurricular. It was teaching you how to exercise or sing or play music. But math, English, social studies is what I remember.
Now,
Oh, and also, go ahead,
what
go
about
ahead.
the plant? Did they actually encourage you to go to work? Like, was the plant, because we're here in Detroit, we got the big three: Chrysler, Ford, and GM. It was
That's where my dad retired from.
retired from one of the big three.
Yeah.
But
Well,
educational and how the money works, was that piece ever taught to you in regards to in your
no,
right?
no. It was no plan because in my day, not telling my
Mhm.
age, there was I was taught that I was supposed to keep a house clean, cook, and take care of kids. That's what I was
Mm.
taught.
Mhm.
Education, yeah, my dad talked about it, but it wasn't enforced.
Right.
I went to school because it helped me here. It kept me
Right.
fresh.
I love it.
And it was like the mother, the housewife thing wasn't for me. I never learned how to cook. One, for that reason.
So don't ask your favorite dish, huh?
Sure. Um,
Scripts.
but I keep a clean house, and I
Uh-huh.
took very good care of my children as my mother taught me. Now that seemed like that was the only thing they was teaching back then because as far as the job go, I tried to go in the service.
Mhm.
My dad said the army is no place for a woman, and he wouldn't tell me why.
Mm.
So, but I took his
Right.
word
Right.
for it because he was in the army. I didn't go to the
Right.
army. I said, okay, if I go to school, I guess I'll be okay to find a good job. And then after I finished a couple of things and graduated, I was like, how's this working for you? It wasn't working.
Mm.
I went into the medical field. I saw some
Mhm.
things that I didn't know my stomach didn't want to see.
Right. Right.
Got out the medical field. Couldn't do it.
Mhm.
Took up any and everything to what's the word for it? To make me do better as far as my parents did with us. Not saying that
Right.
they did a bad job. They
Yes.
had struggles. I didn't want to struggle. So I
Right.
did everything I could to avoid the struggle. And ended
Yes.
up in the struggle, but I'm out of the struggle. There were life things I needed to learn as well. So,
It's so funny. Thank you so much, Action, for being a part of this and being live with us and supporting Miss Helen as well and referring this amazing story. And I gotta laugh with you, Miss Helen, because it's so funny. Like I did everything in I didn't drink for so long because I knew what it looked like on the other side. But then
I did.
And then you got a little shaky, and then I was like, let me go try. And now I'm like, okay, I get it now. Forget that. But the same thing when you brought up struggles. I did everything, go to school, get the degrees, go and get the job and go do everything so I wouldn't struggle. But if God has a plan for you, if God, like I know you did everything, you didn't plan to have 2 strokes. You didn't plan to have MS. You didn't, that you don't have, that we're not claiming. But I'm serious, like in regards to the different things that you went through, you didn't want those things to happen, but God chose you for this journey. And for that, I'm always thankful because we wouldn't be able to go through what we went through. It doesn't matter how frustrating it gets. God's got it covered. That mindset is one of those things that hopefully if someone's watching and having those weak moments, that they can actually consistently always revert back and remember because it's so true. So how would you describe, my friend, your journey in one word? I know the one word that has been kept popping up during our conversation that I love, but if you could describe your journey in one word, what would that one word be and why?
Grateful.
Grateful. I love it. And why grateful?
I'm grateful because if I had not taken the journey I've taken, it wouldn't have led me to my gift that God gave me. Now, I tried to go around that. Didn't work. Right. But those things, I had to take those steps in order to get to where I am. But at the time, if you had told me I had to take those steps, I'm not doing that.
Right.
But I did it without knowing I was doing it because it was a journey that God was leading me on. And because I chose to follow him,
yes,
I had to go through the fire. I had to. Didn't want to, but I had to. Yeah. I made it out, so I must have did the right thing.
And that's what always inspires me is when people have a journey, they go through it, and where they are now. It's like I said before, I try to avoid all of the things that's already had to be aligned for me. But if I didn't go through what I went through and I'm not here, I wouldn't be thankful and grateful, like you actually said for your one word, in regards to where the journey is. And you know what's crazy? I thought you were going to say the same one word that my one word is resilience. Because resilience is so you've been saying resilience throughout the conversation here today, and I've been smiling every time because again, the grit, that Detroit grit that we have, it's being resilient. I know, even though how shaky or how things might seem, that God has a plan that is beautiful in design because he wouldn't make mistakes on Adrian Mays or Helen Washington because here we are here today. So
God
that brings me to yes, he doesn't make no mistakes.
And you know what kept me resilient?
Yes.
I told you Whoopi Goldberg was my favorite hero.
Mm-hmm.
The people that done me wrong or did wrong to me, I use her famous quote in The Color Purple. What you done to me? Already done to you. Without touching you.
Thank you for that laugh. I appreciate that. Is so. That is so. Look, it makes me want to play the whole thing because people they don't know everything you've done to me, already done to you. That is
right. By treating you good and not trying to get back at you. Yep. I already done that to you. Because you're going to enjoy my absence now. You can enjoy my presence, but you can enjoy my absence.
Right. Okay? But I'm thankful that how everything is aligned is exactly how it's supposed to be. This actually slowed me down. I had the opportunity and the blessing of having 3 DUIs, driving under the influence. But this third one, September 30th, I told you I'm a hard head. So this third one, September 30th, 2023, that's when the work started really to happen. That loving myself, that growth, and it's so funny that Color Purple quote comes up in my head. Everything you've done to me. But I had to go through this, Miss Helen, in order to be able to have a testimony, to know that the setback is the setup for something more beautiful that I can't design. Oprah Winfrey, here I come. So anyway, my last question for you, my friend, is in regards to if you can go back to your younger self, if you can go back to younger Miss Helen before all the different things happened to you in regards to life in itself, and give a piece of advice, what advice would you give, and why?
I would say when bad things come before you, find something that you can do to deter you from that. If it's just
Mm,
reading, if it's
mm,
just going for a walk, if it's
mm.
just focusing on something that will be good for you.
Yes.
Because you can be in an environment where all chaos is around you and be the calm one in the room. That's who
Mm.
I was. I
I
was
know
the
that's right.
calm one. I was the quiet one. I would sit
Right.
back and watch people do things and know that I wasn't doing that. I watched
Right.
people
Right.
get on drugs and I saw, oh no, I'm never doing drugs.
Right.
Mm-mm, that ain't me. But yeah, just focus on something that soothes your soul, your mind, your energy, which is thank God what I did. That's how I survived. I survived. I've survived impossible situations in the hood and in my household, but I'm here.
So
I'm here.
when you say the hood, because people think that Detroit is the murder capital of the world. We know that we got all these stigmas, but the hood to us is what grew us, what gave us the grit and the perseverance on who we are. So Miss Helen, when you shared your story, and the one thing to answer that same question, I would tell my younger self is to love myself through it all. Just
Yeah,
because those naysayers.
absolutely.
Oh my God. I mean, I wish, because I had eczema for years. I had, and through this transformation of that God has had me actually go through, my eczema
Mhm.
is gone.
Okay,
I'm just saying that
that's another
miracles
part of
happen.
my story. That's
People
another
don't
part of my
understand why
story.
there's certain things in life that I'm not going to go back and try twice. Like God took I used to have bald spots in my head, my arms, and that's one of the reasons I attribute to being single with no children is my eczema, because like you were saying, it's just like people talking about you. My face would peel like a snake. My neck would be. I look at those commercials now, like I'm like, oh my God, because I understand the pain. But anything can happen when you put God in your plan. And I'm
You know
telling you,
what?
it's gone.
You know what?
it's
My little 8-year-old stuff, we would have been best friends.
we would have been best.
You want to know why? Because
Why?
I more or less looked out for the kids that were being teased and bullied
Mm,
because I was bullied. And I would stand up for them.
yeah.
Now, if I chose a friend, it would have been a friend that had an issue where, like you said, you had with the eczema. I would
Yes.
have chose you because I knew
Oh,
how you felt. And I knew
right.
I motivated so many people in my lifetime, even from a child. I knew that I wanted you to feel good. Like, of course, we
Oh,
want to feel like the rest of the kids do. We want to be popular. So by
yeah.
me hanging around you, you became popular. I would say I was semi-popular in school. I talked and I was smart. But if you hung around me, you became popular because I wouldn't hang out with the loud girls and all that fighting and stuff. I hung
Right.
out with females that had esteem and did the right things. When we in
Mm-hmm.
a bad situation, somebody say, let's go do this. Because one time we had a friend, me and another friend, we had a friend that told us, hey, I want y'all to try something. We was like, what? She said, come over my house tonight and I'll let y'all see. It was
Mm-hmm.
cocaine.
Mm.
And I'm sitting there thinking, well, I don't want to jump off a building.
Right, right,
I don't want to think I can fly. So I told my other friend, I said, I'm not doing that.
right, right.
You're not doing it. I said, I'm gonna tell you why I'm not doing it. I said, I don't want to fly. You want to fly? I ain't got no wings. What about you? We just fell out laughing, forgot all
Right,
about it. And
right.
told the girl we didn't want it. That was okay. We okay with where we are.
It's so funny. You know what actually saved me, honestly, was sports in school. I was a nerd by
Absolutely.
design, and I was a triathlete, basketball, track, volleyball. I was playing football with the boys.
I was
That was
too.
what saved me. My
I had
sports.
4 brothers, of course, 2 over, 2 under. So I didn't have no choice. I was in the middle. I had to play sport.
Right. But I didn't realize I was beautiful until I realized I was beautiful. But now I'm telling you, I encourage everyone, like whatever your journey looks like. I don't you are beautiful. I say that with such reinforcement because again, I had a guy, and it's so funny. A couple of days ago, I was in an Uber. I got my hair done and telling I was feeling myself. I was feeling beautiful, right? And he asked for my number, and I was like, oh my god, I hadn't gotten my number asked in a long time. Okay, and so I gave him the number, right? And so, but I'm on a journey right now. Like I told you, it's day 544 of the billionaire journey. So I'm working. I have people to impact. I have AI that I have to show people what's possible in regards to my journey, right? So long story short, he sent me a text because he wanted to take me to dinner, and I can't do that right now. People don't understand that God has me on a mission. And so the mission is to help people. And so if you don't understand, it's okay too. It's not for you to understand. It's not to my design. So he sent me a text and said, I should have been straight up and honest with him. So the great thing is, if he's watching, I'm on a mission and plan. And just like you're on a mission to help people, please know that you have helped me today by being authentic, by being honest, by sharing your story, by sharing your health issues, showing people what's possible in regards to stop listening to the naysayers. And honestly, grateful being your one word for your whole journey, Miss Helen. That's, again, reinforcement that God has me exactly where I'm supposed to be today, and so for you. So is there anything that you wanted to actually leave us here with today in regards to just surviving the odds, being a part of your journey, or anyone else that's struggling? Is there anything that you want to actually impact to them as well?
Yes, by me being so determined and with no distractions like I had when I was younger, I am on my journey. No distractions. Bye. See you later. And this, that. Let me tell you how much I'm on my journey. And I'm honest now.
Yes, please.
We all adults in the room, right? And I got a new sister now, so I can talk to you.
Yes.
I've been celibate for years because my mind is focused on this. I don't want to be in a relationship. I like being in a relationship. Right now, I'm on a journey.
Right.
I let those distractions get me when I was younger. No more.
Right.
I'm 63. I ain't gonna say I ain't got much time because my mama she's 93.
Right.
Got at least 30 years going, you know. So this is my journey to show my grandchildren how it could be done, to come back from what they saw me going through it too.
Yes.
And I have to show them you are important. You are a Black woman in America. But let me tell you something. This is what I tell my grandchildren.
Yes.
We are the most powerful we are the most powerful creatures on the planet today. Now, everybody don't know that, but we know that.
Yes. We know that. Yes. I say it all the time. I am a queen, and so are you, Miss Helen, and God is my king. And when you actually move that way, I told my niece that yesterday via text. I told her that she was a queen, and she sent me like, hush, auntie, like, you know, that, no, you are a queen, and you move that way. Being celibate, people have taken sex to be something that, like you said, we're being adults here, that's a first step. Having sex is a sharing of your body in regards to just all the intimate parts of yourself. And right now, with God being my king, you know, you'll have time for that if that's what the design is. But that's what the world has portrayed. Like, and I love my lives, you know, with social media, but that's the bad things about social media. They objectify sex
behind a facade. And also, look, I'm gonna tell you something. Like I told my girls, between me and you, I ain't been right since I had it. You know what I'm talking about.
Right. But you know, it's so crazy. Like, even if you would have saw me just a minute ago, I went through sweating. I'm having hot flashes at 46. I'm going through, I know, right? Like,
oh, baby.
I know.
Don't need to scare you, though.
But it's, guys, you know, nothing has been normal about my life. And so when I laugh and look at how everything, you know, has been designed, I now realize that the people that I impact, the people that, you know, I do consulting work and so the people that know me know that they're going to get the real and the true, but you never know what God has designed around the corner if you just don't stop trusting him. That's it. That's it.
I'm glad I made you smile, though. That's my job.
You did several
job.
times here today, and if drop smile in the comments if you're watching here live. And again, Action, thank you so much for having this opportunity to connect with
Thank
Miss
you.
Helen and to share her testimony. And what up though, Action? This is a great live virtual conversation. I,
Thank you
I
for
love
letting me
being
be myself
having. I don't.
again. Did you hear me?
So, look, I just love that you were actually able to be here, be authentic, being real, and giving some of that Detroit love in regards to telling what people don't tell you in regards to what
Right.
authenticity looks like. And it looks like you.
Because everybody's afraid of being put down.
Yeah.
They're afraid of being their authentic self because we tend to be judgmental. I ain't gonna lie, I was there. We judgmental.
We are.
You know, what's wrong with her hair? What's wrong with her face? What's wrong with her shoe? Girl, get out of here with the ugly that type of stuff.
Yeah.
I don't care. I walk out of here looking like I just got off from under a bridge sometimes.
But you know what? Change is possible. I knew 2 years ago here around this time, Veterans Day, my uncle that passed away, he was a veteran. And I was going through something mentally, and I laugh about it. I was laughing about it earlier. I was naked on the internet, right? Because I was on this digital marketing journey. And with that, so I, my mother would call me up. She was like, Adrian, could you not? but seriously, my mindset, people can change. I was going through some things, and the crazy thing is where I am now. I'm able to just be authentic and real because I want to say things now to let people know that nobody's perfect. Nobody's journey is perfect, but when you actually own it and design what reality looks like you have done, Miss Helen, it inspires me to consistently help people to just be you. So
you just said something that sparked a light bulb in me. Thank you for that.
Oh,
you said I'm not trying to be perfect.
No.
That was my major problem.
Me too.
I was trying to be perfect as to what everybody sized me up to be. That's hard. It hurts me to be fake. So why am I trying to? Oh, you said I'm supposed to be the. Oh no, I can't do that no more.
Right. But sometimes you got to learn by doing. And what I've learned is God loves me regardless. It's not my business what anybody thinks about me, but it's 100% my business what God does. And that's where I live for every single day. So Ms. Helen, thank you so much for your time here. And I'm gonna call and ask you for a testimonial as well, or you can do it live, either way. So anything else that you want to share before I let you go? Did you enjoy your first live conversation with me, Ms. Helen? Would you encourage other people to do a live conversation?
Absolutely. I enjoyed this conversation. Yes, I did. Thank you. I told you I gained a new sis. You know what a sis is?
Yes. That's me and you. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go. Thank you, Action. Thank you again, my friend. Thank you so much. This was a great conversation. And he said, thank both of you. Because you know what? If God didn't align Dr. Liverman to introduce me to Action, who introduced me to Miss Helen, that's how networking, collaborating, and relationships. Yes. Like he was preaching last week. And these relationships are things I take in my journey. And I'm so glad it's recorded because that means you're stuck with me for life.
You stuck with me. What you talking about?
Yes. Okay, Miss Helen, thank you so much, my friend.
Okay, like I told my lady in Bible class, she told me I need to slow down. I said, I see you at 3:00. In the lunch yard.
Yes.
The whole class fell out. And she's tall.
Okay, Ms. Helen, thank you so much for being a part of the live virtual conversation here today. Thank you so much. Yay! Come on. That was absolutely, positively amazing. Action Terrell, what up though, bro? Thank you so much for connecting me with Miss Helen Washington. This conversation about the stories and surviving the odds, and it gives me the purpose on what I'm actually here for. It's crazy that, again, sometimes in life, we go through so many different things. We don't know what the purpose of God has us for. We still don't. I mean, it's honoring for us to even think that God's design is something that we're supposed to understand. But what I've realized in this thing called life is that you're supposed to be the best version of you in every single moment, growing, building, learning, and loving. And so it would behoove me if I didn't give a shout out for Veterans Day, to all of the veterans that have a story, to help them understand and grow within them that your story, my friends, is your brand. You're sitting on your millionaire brand right within yourself. And so all of my veterans in the world, thank you for your service. Seriously, thank you for all that you've done for our country. I wasn't a veteran. Miss Helen's father was a veteran, and my niece is a veteran that I have to say what up, though, to Ayanna Adams for serving our country. I appreciate her for being a veteran on November 11, 2025, as well as I have to say thank you as well to my Uncle Al, Uncle Alfred Johnson. He actually is my angel, rest in heaven. And I have to say thank you for the service that you provided to our country as well on this amazing Veterans Day. You see your niece growing. So I just wanted to kind of say he showed me how to love, Alfred Johnson, and loving yourself. And it took me this long to get here. I'm just glad I've arrived, and I'm just getting started. So thank you, every single one of anyone showing this live. And Action, I appreciate you as well. He said today was an amazing show. Thank you, an awesome show, and that you're for real giving us a platform. And his pops was a veteran as well. Rest in heaven. I know that his father just passed away, so rest in heaven to his father as well. So Action, thank you for connecting me to Miss Helen. Thank you for being a part of her life, being an impact, because if we didn't have the story, if we didn't have the opportunity and living God's will, there's no way that we would even connect it. So keep going. That's my whole thing that I have to give you in regards to the growth in the building. The one thing that I'll leave you guys with is doing the AI Legacy Blueprints, this opportunity that I'm actually helping people with in regards to checking and leaving money on the table. In the actual comments, I'm going to leave the link for you to take a quiz for yourself. Quiz yourself, because the AI Legacy Blueprint is something that's allowing people to know how you're leaving money on the table and why. So my business partner, Unica Gaines, the tax extraordinaire, and myself, I want you to take this 3-minute audit quiz. And how you do that is simply going through and putting your first name, your last name, you put your email address in. And what this quiz is for is to do an audit on you being the best version of you. So we specialize in so many different things besides just AI, being an AI wealth strategist. And my journey has included mortgages, taxes. It's included just mortgages, taxes, credit. And when she was saying so many things with business and the opportunities with business, nonprofit, being 16 years of my nonprofit organization, being able to help people with AI and automation, being able to help people with life insurance and help people with estate planning, to be able to help people with getting their business together and like I said, their nonprofit, as well as the one key thing with traveling, as well as mindset. That key thing right there, your mind is a beautiful thing. And we have the opportunity for you to book an appointment and being able to help with your AI Legacy Blueprint. And that's what Unica Gaines and Adrian Mays does as well. So when you invest in yourself and being able to help and transform, to tell your story, how does your authentic story fit? That's what we help people with. And that transformation, a 60-minute consultation we have for starting at $500 per hour, is when you're actually looking and seeing that the best version of you is right around the corner. But get started by just taking the free audit quiz, being able to see what AI can look like in your journey, being able to tell your story with AI and helping people. That's all it's about, the value that we can provide. So hopefully, like Ms. Helen has helped me today, that you were able to get some value out of this live virtual conversation here today. Please check out the replay, and you can check out my guy Action I was on last week, Action Terrell. I got to give a shout out again, because him again, like I said, connecting us both and being able to have this conversation here today with Ms. Helen was such a blessing. And being able to put the link here for you to my girl Nikki popped up and checked in with us, and anybody that's showing up live or the replay, thank you for supporting this platform. We'll be at the billionaire status where you have the Urban Magic Johnsons and LeBron James and all the big names calling and being able to try to be the Oprah Winfrey's. Why not? But right now, we're here because this is exactly where God wants us to be. So thank you so much, everyone, for supporting, growing. My veterans, my hat's off to you. And thank you on this amazing Veterans Day, Miss Helen Washington, Surviving the Odds, the Detroit story of Helen Washington They Don't Tell. Hopefully you have enjoyed here's live virtual conversation with Adrienne Mays. I can, I will, I shall be victorious. What up, though, Detroit, Michigan? Let's go. Deuces.